We're playing shuffleboard to determine who cooks dinner tomorrow night.
What are you cooking for dinner?
No, I think you've got it wrong. I think it was what I'm saying is the winner gets to pick dinner. Gets to cook dinner. The winner gets to cook dinner.
I get to pick dinner? No. Unlucky, Amy.
Oh. Good morning everyone and welcome to a brand new weekly vlog. My name is Amy Astrid and I vlog every single week of my life. This is week number 25 and this week feels a little bit different because over the weekend my boyfriend Charlie officially moved in. He's stayed here a lot for a while anyway, so I don't think it'll be too much of a shock to the system. Currently I'm just feeling like there's a lot of stuff in the house because obviously all of his stuff was moved in to a house that I've already lived in for like 6 years. So there's kind of stuff everywhere. It's fine, we're gonna sort through it. The moving weekend went fairly well. We are both just absolutely exhausted. So Charlie's gone off to work today and I'm just gonna have a little bit of a homey day. I'm gonna film a couple of YouTube videos. I'm going to maybe do a couple of declutters, just sort of try and sort the space out a bit and be like a bit gentle on myself because I've actually got a couple of work trips back to back towards the end of this week, both in the UK. Like I'm not taking my passport anywhere, but I need to focus on like packing for that and trying to get everything sorted and like condense my work week into 3 days. So I've been doing a lot of admin this morning. I'm really on top of my emails for once in my life, which is lovely. I'm just gonna make myself little glass of squash and then go through to the office and start cracking on with the day. What did everyone get up to over the weekend? Please let me know in the comments, because yeah, on Saturday we moved Charlie in and then on Sunday it was actually our anniversary, so we had some cute plans. We were actually going to go for a long walk but the weather said no, so instead we went and played a round of mini golf at Putt Shack, which was so fun. Although when Charlie came through to ask me if I wanted to go to Putt Shack, he said, do you want to go to Putt Shack? And for some reason, you know, sometimes when things just really set you off, like I could not stop laughing at Puck Chat. So that is what it's called forever now. But it was really fun. I'd never been to Puck Chat before. It's like electronic mini golf, so you don't have to like keep score yourself. It does it all. And it was really good. I love things like that. So we had a really good time. And then we went to Flatiron, which was lovely, which is like a restaurant. It's like a chain of restaurants in London. I don't know if they have them elsewhere in the country, but it's actually where we went on our first date. So that was really lovely. And then we came back here and had all the best intentions of like starting a new series and sitting down and having a cozy night in, and instead the washing machine decided to dye everything bright red. If you watched the end of last week's vlog, you'll know about that sort of, but we've been having so many more problems, so we were literally dealing with the washing machine for like 7 hours yesterday. Like from 5 PM till midnight. That was like the sole focus in this house, and we were both getting very stressed and very tired because obviously like moving stuff in and everything, like it was a really full-on Saturday, and I think we both just wanted to go to bed, but it wasn't happening because our bedding was in the washing machine and was soaking wet and covered in red dye. Luckily we did manage to get the red dye out using that Vanish stuff that I told you about last week. So good. I don't even know where I've put it. I need to buy some more. It was like stain removing gel. So I'm just sort of casting this weekend off as like, it was very up and down. Some of it was lovely, some of it was horrible, but ultimately it could have been way worse. So everything's fine, everyone's alive. We made it to Monday. Okay, I'm actually gonna make myself some squash and then I'm gonna go through to the office. I need to do a little bit of tidying up and then I'm gonna film a video. I'm just quickly topping up my lipstick to start filming. I don't know why I decided to start talking while I was doing this. That was clearly not going to work. So I thought I would just show you my favourite lip combo at the moment, because I don't really wear a lot of like pink lipsticks. I wear a lot of like sort of browny nudes, and sometimes I feel like they don't look summery enough, but I have nailed a combo at the moment. This is just the lip liner I've got on at the minute. It's the number 7 lip liner. It says Starry Nights. Is that the shade? I think it must be. Yeah, I think the shade must be Starry Nights. And then I've been putting on top of it this Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade fussy. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not normally a lip gloss gal, but I really like the fact that this one has like a bit of shimmer but no sparkle. I think it sort of gives like strawberry milkshake. Although if I got a milkshake in a restaurant and it was shimmery like that, I would be quite worried, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just setting up my little filming zone. It actually feels so different in here now because, hang on, let me show you. This chest of drawers was actually in my bedroom before, but Charlie brought a chest of drawers from his house, so we've swapped them around, and I'm really impressed it even fits in there. That gap did not look big enough for that, but it's kind of making me really want to do more to the office and like finish the office off. But anyway, I'm just setting it up with some cushions to film. I'm kind of lying about these. These are actually the living room cushions because I haven't really found any cushions that I like enough for in here yet. But I do love those two. These two came with the sofa, but they're just like not really my vibe. Like I want something that's going to be a bit more bright and colourful. So I did actually buy this cushion cover last week. Some of you might remember, I think I mentioned it in the vlog, but I didn't realise that it came without a cushion. So I was going to buy a new cover, but then I remembered that, no. I was going to buy a new cushion, but then I remembered that actually I keep looking at this one that's in the living room and going, that colour doesn't really go in here anymore with all the new stuff. Like the new stuff's a lot brighter and this is very muted. Hang on, Charlie's ringing me. Hello.
Hello, has it come through okay?
It has. Alright then, I'll see you in a bit.
I'll see you in a bit, I'll do.
See you when you get home.
See you when you get home.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye, bye.
Charlie's phone's broken. It was a big drama, but now it's fixed. But anyway, yeah. This cushion cover doesn't really go with the rest of the vibes in the kitchen anymore. I sort of go for a much brighter colour palette in there. I've had this for years, but I'm not very keen on it, so I'm just going to swap it over. This is from Oliver Bonus, by the way. The other one was from H&M, but ages ago. I actually went into H&M Home over the weekend to try and find some new tea towels, because I really want some like brightly coloured tea towels that actually look nice in the kitchen, whereas I have like loads of sort of grey waffle ones that just sort of give absolutely nothing. And I kind of had a bit of a realisation recently that you just don't have to have ugly tea towels, you know? So I don't want them, but I can't find any cute ones. So if you've seen any, please let me know. Anyway, here is the new cushion. And I think you can really see the vibes that I'm kind of going for. I just love all the bright colours. It makes me feel happy. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, like how cute those cushions look behind me. That's what I wanted. I'm also really in two minds about this wall behind me. Because obviously I use this office space for a lot of filming and sometimes that's like brand work. I really swing violently between like, I need this wall to stay like white and plain, so if I need something that's plain, I've got it. And then I can just jazz it up with some cushions and stuff. And then on the other hand, I'm like, no, that's really boring. Like if this is going to be my background for stuff, I want it to have like prints on and like something that's got a bit of personality, you know? So I haven't really decided. I wish I could, I was gonna say I wish I could like hang pictures and then take them off, which I could do, but obviously then it would have like the little pins in it. I don't know. But anyway, speaking of making changes to the house, basically over the weekend I posted on my Instagram story to say that I just moved my boyfriend in and that I've never lived with a boy before, and that feels so weird, by the way. It is so strange like opening my wardrobe and seeing boys' clothes in there. I just realised eyeshadow all over my hand. Amazing. But I thought it'd be a little bit of fun to put on Instagram a question box to ask people for something that surprised them about living with a boy, so I can mentally prepare myself. I had several people saying that they are in a similar situation and they're about to move in with a boy for the first time, or a couple of people even told me that they did it on the same day as me, which is crazy. So I thought I would go through the answers and we can learn together. A lot of them were similar, like how long they spend in the toilet. Though to be fair, I feel like I do that sometimes. I'm not even like, I mean I am on the toilet, but I'm not even like using the toilet. I'm just sort of sitting there decompressing. I've noticed that I really often do it after I've just finished a long drive. Like I just need a minute to myself, so I just sit in the toilet and scroll. I wonder if people did that before smartphones. I've heard some people saying that they used to read the back of shampoo bottles, but surely that's not like for entertainment. Also a lot of people saying a lot of beard hairs in the sink. Charlie's pretty good with that. Like he has been staying here a lot, he's shaved here many times. I've never had that issue. So I think it should be okay. And to be fair, if we're having a competition of whose hair is more everywhere, I'm not coming out of that unscathed, am I? Someone said how fast they ruin their toothbrush. Oh, which I don't understand. How do you ruin a toothbrush? There were some really sweet ones. Someone said you'll get on each other's nerves, but it's nice to have someone to come home to. Someone else said it's actually lovely living with a boy, just remember to take time for yourself. I think I'm quite lucky because I work from home, so most of the day I get time to myself, and like, yes, I am working, but because of what I do for work, I have quite a big like element of flexibility. So yeah, I'm very lucky in that way, I think. Someone else said the wild priorities he has within the house. House is a mess, but he needs to water the plants. No, I already know he does this. Charlie does this with the washing machine. Like, the house could literally be burning around him and he'd be like, but I need to get the washing out of the washing machine or it's going to smell damp. And I'm very grateful that he loves the washing machine so much, because I do not, but I do relate to that one. Also, like last night when we were trying to get into bed and it was really late, and I was trying to clean up, and he started refilling the essential oils diffuser, which was very sweet. I'll show you the diffuser in a bit actually. He bought it for me for our anniversary and I'm very, very excited about it, but it was not my priority in that moment, because there was a time yesterday when I thought we were going to have to go to bed with no bed sheets on. Lots of people saying about the toilet seat being left up. As far as I know, he doesn't really do that, so I'm very lucky. A lot of people saying the food shop bill is bigger than you would expect. I'm really bad with routine when it comes to things like that. Like, I don't do weekly shops very well, so the fact that he's moving in here, I'm trying to have a bit of a new routine, because I've always wanted that for myself, and it's just something that I'm not really able to do. I don't know why, there's like a mental block, but so hopefully doing that for another person too will like force me into that routine, if you see what I mean, which I really do want. So even if the food shop bill every week, it's like more expensive than it would have been, nothing makes your food shop bill skyrocket like disorganization. And I should know. Oh my god, something that loads of people were saying was that they leave like socks or clothes on the floor wherever they take them off. So someone actually said, I can't find the answer now, but it really made me laugh. They said like he leaves his shorts on, oh no, let me find it. This is the one. My boyfriend gets undressed anywhere in the house and leaves a pile of clothes as if he melted. The wording of that really got me. That's so funny. Also, like a really even split between people saying like they don't know how to do anything around the house, and other people saying like it's actually really lovely that they do actually tidy without having to be asked. So I think obviously, as with all of these, that just depends on the person, doesn't it? This is all just a bit of fun. I know that this is like very stereotypical. A lot of people also were talking about like decorating, having different decorating styles, and Charlie has asked repeatedly if he can hang a signed Leeds football shirt on the wall, and the answer to that is no. But actually I have just realised that this cushion is yellow and blue, so I'll just tell him that it's a Leeds football cushion and hopefully that'll shut him up for a bit. But no, I am actually very excited. It feels very like weirdly grown up to be living with a partner. And the fact that we've been together a year. I've never made it to a year. Like, I've never had an anniversary before. I've never lived with someone before. Well, I've lived with people, but not with a partner. And it sort of doesn't feel like my life in a way. I feel like I'm a bit of an imposter. I feel like I'm sort of going to wake up and go, oh, I was dreaming that. Which is a bit weird because I was single for so long. And I was quite happy for the most part. Anyway, speaking of, I'm actually now going to film a video about I was talking on Instagram about the fact that I was single for ages prior to this, and that I'm actually really glad I did that, and that I was very happy. And I really hate the kind of discourse around people seeming to think that you have to be in a relationship, if not you must be miserable, or you must be incomplete, or you must be seeking a relationship if you're not in one. Like, that used to really wind me up, and it still does. I don't think that should really exist, and I think this generation seems to be taking it down a lot more, which is great. And I also obviously think that relationships can be lovely, and that it's really nice to kind of share that much of your life with someone. And I'm only a year in, like I can imagine that gets more and more rewarding as time goes on if the relationship is good. But I thought I would film a video basically about how, actually by the time you see this I think it will already be up, but about like singleness and my experiences being single for so long, because obviously we speak a lot about dating and relationships online, as I just have for the last 10 minutes or however long this vlog's been going. But I found that when I was single I didn't really talk about that. It was just sort of a void. I just didn't, there was like nothing to say. The absence of relationship, the absence of like dating drama. I was just very like calmly single most of the time. So I think because it's like less of a dramatic topic, people don't talk about it as much, but actually it's a perfectly valid life choice. And yeah, so I'm gonna film my little Q&A video about that now. I got some really like thought-provoking and really like intelligent questions from you guys, so thank you if you submitted some of those. I was actually going to do it about that, and then obviously what I was just talking about, the fact that sometimes I feel like a bit of an imposter, like because suddenly then I was in this relationship and it was very fast moving, and so I was kind of going to do one video about all of that, but actually I had so many questions that were all so well thought through and that I really thought like deserved an answer, and I've merged some of them together because they were similar, but like I'm actually going to split it into 2 videos and do one that's just about like singleness, and then one about like my first adult relationship and like the beginning stages of that. So yeah, I'm just going to film the singleness one today. Oh, it's so dark. I don't know if you guys can tell, which is probably a good thing because obviously this is the camera that I will be using to film it, but it's just like pitch black outside today. It might as well be the middle of the night. It's grim. It's a little while later now. I've just got back from the shop. I bought some stuff for dinner tonight, and I also bought some stuff to do a little, I wouldn't go so far as to call it baking, but a little dessert for the next few days. In terms of dinner, I meant to get stuff out of the freezer and I completely forgot, so I've had to go with the easy route, but I am quite pleased. I got that dine in for 2 for £12 thing, so I went for some chunky chips, some chicken Kiev, and then with that you get a dessert and a drink as well. So I got sticky toffee pudding and some Diet Coke. I also got some fresh custard to go with the sticky toffee pudding, and then veg wise I got, this might sound a bit strange, a white onion and some sweet corn. I first had this out of like a meal box. I feel like I might have told you this before, but I first had this out of a meal box, like not HelloFresh because it doesn't come with any of the ingredients. It was literally just the sauces. I think it was called Simply Cook, and the recipe said a white onion, some sweet corn, some mayo, and like paprika, and I think there was like some Cajun seasoning in there as well. But ever since then, whenever I do a chicken Kiev, I always do this as well. I don't know why. I know it sounds a bit weird putting mayo with it all, but it is actually really nice. And then I also got some chocolate to do the Tiffin with, and then the Tiffin ingredients. So we've got golden syrup, so I didn't get any more of that, but some digestives, some caster sugar, some butter, some raisins, and some hot chocolate, which I really don't need, but it said that I needed cocoa powder, and I realised that I actually don't have any like plain hot chocolate. I've got like white hot chocolate, I've got mint hot chocolate, I've got like all ones that have like something else about them. So I bought this, and this can be my baking hot chocolate. I don't know why I'm saying that as if I ever bake. Also, I'm hoping hot chocolate and cocoa powder are actually similar enough for it to work. I think they are. That might sound really stupid. Okay, I've just measured out the butter, and then it says I need to do the caster sugar, the butter, the cocoa powder, and something else, the golden syrup, and melt it first. Okay, that's melting now, so now I need to break up these biscuits. I don't really know how big I need the chunks to be. They're not like big enough, you won't taste them, will you? There's no point, but if they're too big, then I'm guessing they would like ruin the texture of it. I don't know. There must be a better way. Am I supposed to be hitting this instead of like just sort of scrunching it? Maybe. Let's try it. With a rolling pin. I'm worried that might be a bit too fine, although some bits are much chunkier than others, which I suppose is good. Okay, so I think I've used the wrong size tin. It said 15 to 20 centimetres, and I went, yeah, that's 15 to 20 centimetres, and sort of forgot that that probably meant a square. So, you know. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. So this now needs to go into the fridge for like 2 hours to harden. I hope it's nice. Surely I can't have gone that far wrong. because all of the ingredients were absolutely delicious. And now I'm just eating melted chocolate out of the bowl. Gonna feel like a proper little chef today. I'm now on to cooking dinner. Here are the onions. Charlie's not quite back yet, so I think he's gonna be absolutely thrilled when he walks through the door that I've cooked, although that does mean it's his turn tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do a declutter tonight. Sorry if you can hear that noise, it's just the air fryer. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a declutter tonight, so I thought we could spin the wheel together. I'm hoping it's going to come up with something in the bedroom. For those of you who don't know, because actually I have had quite a few new viewers recently, so hello if that's you, welcome to the club. I do a series on TikTok where I declutter every cupboard and drawer in my flat according to like a random wheel generator. So basically I just copy and paste my list of everything I haven't done yet. And then spin the wheel and clear out whatever comes up basically. So there are 21 entries left on the wheel. I'm screen recording and now I'm going to spin it. It's in the bedroom, desk drawer 1. I honestly don't even know what's in there, so fantastic news. Gonna finish cooking dinner, eat dinner with Charlie, and then do that, and then hopefully start a new series or something and just have a big chill evening on the sofa. Okay, it really doesn't look like much, but this is my weird onion sweet corn concoction. It's got smoked paprika, some garlic granules, some mayonnaise, and also for the first time I'm trying a little bit of sriracha to make it a bit spicy. And I know it sounds weird guys, but it actually does smell fantastic, so don't knock it till you try it. Dinner is served, so we've got chicken Kiev, chips, and then the veg. And I am starving actually. And Charlie's got a couple of Diet Cokes on the go. It's quite a lot later now. I haven't actually started that declutter yet. I might do it in the morning. But I have been editing, well, quite a lot of stuff actually. I've done a lot of editing today, including trying to edit the beginning of that video that I filmed earlier about the whole being single thing. And I really hate how it came out. I don't feel that well. My energy is like really on the floor and I've got a bit of a sore throat. And I don't like to moan, but I feel like in the video you can really tell that like I'm not really my like bubbly self. And while I was filming it, I knew that I was missing loads of stuff out. So I actually think I might just sack that off and try again with it tomorrow, which is really annoying. But I've set my little woodwick candle alight. Well, actually Charlie did. I love woodwick candles. This is the linen scent. Maria bought it for me for my birthday. If you've never tried a woodwick candle, do it. Listen to this. I don't know if you can hear that, but I absolutely love sitting in a quiet room when I'm really trying to focus on something with like no noise other than a woodwick candle. It feels like I've just taken my brain out and put it on the side for a moment. It's like static, like brown noise type white noise. I don't know the words, but like oh it's so good. And while we're here, I thought I'd talk you through my little drawers and all the little knickknacks that I've got on there now. Hello. Because a lot of these have come from my bedroom, but they're all in a different order. The popcorn doesn't always live there. Sometimes she lives on the sofa. It just depends on what I'm doing. But I have this little trinket tray thing from Oliver Bonus. It's not called a trinket tray, is it? Is it like a perfume tray or something? I don't know, but I love the star detail. I've had that for ages. This is actually a fake plant, which I had on the other side of my bed for so long. But I thought kind of adds a little bit of greenery in here, and I cannot add a real plant because I will kill it. Then I have my woodwick candles. Sometimes this is on the desk, sometimes it's here. This sunglass holder situation is one of my favorite things I own, because obviously as someone who really loves like fashion and clothes, I love being able to see those things because it feels like a big part of my personality, you know? So I love the fact that all my sunglasses are out on the side. These are the two pairs that I probably wear the most. Sometimes I wear this pair, and then this pair has the sparkles around the edge, so I tend to go for that pair if I'm wearing something that's more night-timey, but I still want to wear sunglasses, which is a bit weird to say out loud. The ones at the bottom, to be honest, I barely use. They're kind of my older ones, and then these are my fun ones. So these ones are for the red outfit that I need to wear later this week that I was talking about last week, that I tried to dye that bodysuit for and it didn't work, and it's been causing me all my laundry problems ever since. Yeah, that one. This is a reed diffuser from Oliver Bonus that is the smongest? I'm so tired. That is the strongest smelling reed diffuser I have ever had. It's pomelo scent and it smells like lovely, really citrusy, but the, like, I was gonna call it a jar. No, this, the, like, what is that? The pot, the container for it. The blue and green is kind of what inspired the colour of the cushions and stuff that I wanted in here. Oh my god, I've just really exposed all my mess. But I'm really into blue and green at the moment as like a colour combo, and this is where it started. These are my little bee placemats. They've been replaced in the bedroom now. I will show you what with later on. And then obviously this is just my makeup mirror that I don't really use every day anymore, but I still feel like I need to keep hold of it. I really actually want to upgrade it to one that's got like a really pretty frame, so it kind of adds to the vibes. But for now, that's my little setup. I just got the Tiffin out of the fridge, so I'm about to try cutting it. God, my hair is a mess. But I read online that apparently if you run a knife under boiling water, it will make it way easier to cut through. So I'm going to try that.
You've only just found that out?
Yeah. Like, now that I know that, it makes sense, but I just never really thought about it before. Doesn't really work. I don't know if this is just too thick or what, but that literally doesn't work at all. I literally can't cut it. I think it's in the fridge, it's so solid. Yeah, maybe.
You saying that I'm strong?
Stronger than me.
I don't think this is the right knife for it.
What is? Jesus.
Bring out the big guns.
Oh my god. Where's it gone? The knife is literally broken off into the Tiffin. Shit, that's really dangerous. Be careful.
Unreal.
Very solid, sorry.
It's solid.
Good morning, everyone. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I got up, had a shower, got back in bed, and I did my makeup in bed, and now I have just been doing some emails from bed, and it's just been a very lazy morning, which is actually very nice, but I should probably get up at some point because I have got some errands to run. I have actually conveniently just had an email about an ad that I filmed in my car the other day. Basically, when you film an ad, you then have to send it to the brand for like approvals before you can post it, obviously, because they have to say that it's all fine. Particularly if you're doing an alcohol ad or anything that's remotely like medical, vitamins, anything like that. So this ad is actually with Cool and Soothe. I use these things all the time. So there's like really specific things that you can and can't say around like obviously like medical claims. So I need to refilm it just to make something slightly clearer. So since I'm going to the car anyway, I'm gonna go and buy some eggs for dinner because we're having carbonara. Charlie's cooking it. Right, that ad is done, and I actually edited it and resubmitted the new version while I was sat there as well, so that is just like ticked off my list. And now I'm going home to do some more declutters, starting off with desk drawer number 1, since that is what I got on the wheel yesterday. It is so dark in here, it's so depressing. This is the drawer that I'm about to declutter. So this is the before. God knows what's even in here. I need to clear all the stuff off the desk so I can use the desk to declutter. And we're done. Look, I need to clean it, but it's empty. And I found £30 in cash, £50 in Starbucks vouchers, and a £100 Oliver bonus voucher. So that was very worthwhile. Look at dinner. Oh my God. I'm so glad you've moved in. Charlie makes the absolute best carbonara. Stove's a bit burnt, but I will clean it. Thank you. I'll have the smaller one.
Yeah?
Yeah. You made it. What's your top tip for a good carbonara?
Don't add cream.
You did not even pause before saying that.
Cream should not be in carbonara. Look at the authentic recipe, and it should not be in carbonara. All it should be is guanciale, which I never have. We just use pancetta because it's the nearest one. Parmesan, again, I don't know, you're meant to use something else, but again, it's the nearest one that I could get hold of. Spaghetti, egg yolks, no whites. Okay. And that's what you should use. And how do you feel about the fact that when I used to fancy a carbonara, before I knew you, I would put some spaghetti in a pan with half a packet of Philadelphia and some bacon? I put no words. Criminal.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the jump scare. If you can't tell, it's fake tan day. I actually got up at 6:45 so that I can wash this off early enough to still film loads of stuff today, because I'm going to leave it on for 3 hours. Oh my God, it looks so patchy. I'm just trusting the process. But now I'm going to put a hair mask in as well, because there's about an hour left of this. I only ever use express fake tans. I used to use the ones that take like 8 hours, but then I realised that some literally take like between 1 and 3 hours. And I always leave them on for 3, like to really give them a chance, but I now don't understand why I ever used the ones that took 8 hours. But yeah, today is glow up day because I'm going away tomorrow for a 1-night brand trip and then a 2-night brand trip back to back. So I need to pack all my stuff today. I don't know what I'm going to wear yet, so I'm a little bit stressed about that. But also later today I believe that I am going to record a podcast, but it has like not my own podcast, obviously, just as a guest, but it does keep getting like moved around and rearranged, and they emailed me at 7 AM to ask if I could move it to earlier in the day, which I cannot because I have way too much to film today, and I already had this fake tan on by that point. So I'm not sure if it's going to go ahead or whether it's going to get postponed, but hopefully it'll go ahead because I think it'll be fun, even though I am absolutely terrified. So I'll tell you more about that if it does go ahead. But otherwise, my plan for today is to refilm that video that I filmed on Monday that I didn't like how it came out, and then I'm actually going to sit there while I've got this hair mask in and kind of write a few notes so that I actually don't forget what I want to say like I did on Monday. And then I'm hoping to edit that in the car on the way to the podcast, and then I need to film some reels for Instagram because I haven't posted on Instagram this week, which is bad. So I think maybe I'm going to do that as I'm packing my clothes for the trip. Like maybe I'll do it about those outfits. I have already edited the declutter I filmed yesterday, so I'm hoping to do another one of those today maybe if I have time. I'm not really sure. I also need to paint my toenails at some point because there is a pool where we're going tomorrow, and my toenails aren't ready for that. I always get kind of nervous before brand trips and just like events in general because you never know who else is going to be there. So particularly when it's something overnight, I'm like, oh, well, I know people, although I know that the other girls are going. So like this is a fairly low pressure one. I think it'll be really good fun. It's just that we don't know who else is going to be there, which is weird because like we might already know them. You just never know. It is a bit strange. But yeah, okay, hair mask is in. Now it's time for breakfast. I've been actually having a real confidence crisis lately in the looks department, and I can't believe I'm saying that while I look like this on camera. But it has genuinely really been getting me down. I think where I've not been feeling very well and I've not been sleeping very well, I feel like my face looks really tired, and I feel very like bloated, and it's just, it's not it at the minute. I'm also definitely not drinking anywhere near enough water, and my skin is really suffering for that. So I just need to take a little bit better care of myself, I think. But for now, we're relying on the crux that is fake tan and a hair mask. Oh my god, I completely forgot. I was going to show you the new bits that we got over the weekend. Basically, obviously it was mine and Charlie's anniversary, so we got each other some presents that were like house related, and then also his parents got him a couple of like housewarming gift things, which I also benefit from. I'll show you those presents first. First of all, they got us these absolutely gorgeous gin glasses from Oliver Bonus. I love an Oliver Bonus purchase, as we know. They're so pretty, but so we've just been keeping them on the kitchen windowsill as like something nice to look at, to be honest. And then they also bought this glug, what's it called? Glug jug. A little fish. It's so funny, I love it. And then obviously it's got flowers in it currently from when Charlie bought me those lovely roses last week. They're lasting so well actually. And then this is Charlie's chest of drawers from home. This is where the white drawers that were in the office used to be. But for our anniversary he bought me this reed diffuser, which I absolutely, not reed diffuser, electric like aromatherapy essential oils diffuser, which is so nice. And then we picked up these 2 essential oils for it from the Body Shop. This one is called Boost, and it's supposed to give like energy and good vibes, and it is mandarin and bergamot. And then we also got the Breathe essential oil blend, which is supposed to really help if you're like a bit congested, which I definitely am, so we should probably be using this one at the moment. And this is eucalyptus and rosemary, and they both just smell so nice and relaxing. And then for him, for our anniversary, I bought that shuffleboard game that you saw earlier in the week, and also a little sea initial placemat. Anthropology do a whole range like this, and we saw it when we were in the shop a few weeks ago, and Charlie was like, I love that design, so I thought that was perfect. And I did also get an A as well, but that kind of doesn't really count as his anniversary present because obviously his name does not start with an A, although there is an A in it, so maybe it does count. I'm gonna have butter and Marmite on toast, I've just decided. Also, have any of you ever done the Myers-Briggs personality test? Because I've just remembered it, and I used to be absolutely obsessed with it when I was like at uni. I went through a real phase of needing to know everyone's Myers-Briggs results, and last night Charlie actually had to do it for this course that he's applying for. And basically the website is called 16 Personalities, and you have to fill in a series of questions. I don't actually know how many questions there are, quite a lot, but it only takes like 10-15 minutes, and it tells you which of the 16 personality types you are. But what's really annoying is every single time I do it I get a different response. I think I've had the same twice, and that's not the one I got yesterday. But also I think my answers probably really vary depending on my mood. So that's definitely a me issue. But last night my result was the logician, and I got all the girls to do it as well, so we had a good time analysing each other. Mine last night, here's the results here, says I am 60% introverted versus extroverted obviously. 75% intuitive versus observant, so I think that means that like you rely on your knowledge rather than like paying attention to the world around you, which does make sense because I walk around with my eyes shut most of the time. And then the next one is about your nature, so it's like whether you respond to things with your like head or heart basically more, and mine was 51% thinking and 49% feeling, so literally dead down the middle, and that is the one thing that always stays the same, which I think makes sense because I definitely am a very emotional person, but I like to think that when it comes to actually making decisions I am also quite logical, so that makes sense. And then the next one is tactics. The next one is called tactics, so that is it says judging versus prospecting. I don't actually know what prospecting means. Let's have a Google. Oh, so it means like seeking information out, and then judging is like making snap judgments. So I do 57% prospecting and 43% judging, which is probably true. And then in terms of identity, you're either assertive or turbulent. So like, I think that one's about like how sure of yourself you are, maybe. And I got 78% assertive, which I do think makes sense. I don't change my mind a lot, so that does make sense I think. But yeah, just thought it was interesting. I'll put a link in the description if any of you are curious, because I would implore anyone to have a go at it if you haven't already, because I just think it's interesting to learn a bit more about yourself. It's a bit like star signs, except it's not just based on like when and where you were born, it's like who you are as a person. I don't know, just find it really interesting. I literally just finished getting ready to then log on to my emails and find out that the podcast recording has been postponed to next week, which is kind of annoying just because it's the second time that it's happened, but that's quite common with what I do for work. Like, things change all the time, so you kind of do have to just learn to be quite adaptable. Even though sometimes it is frustrating, like I probably would have planned my week slightly differently if I had known that this wasn't happening today. But whatever, I'm gonna try and have a very productive day regardless. Although sometimes I think I should be a witch, or maybe I am a witch. Like, do you remember a few weeks ago when I was waiting for the handyman to put up that shelf, and I said if he even turns up, like, and I'd said off camera as well that I really thought for some reason that he wasn't going to show up, even though I literally already paid for it. There was no reason for me to think that he wasn't going to turn up, and then he didn't turn up. And like today I was like, oh, if this even goes ahead, and it didn't go ahead. I do things like that all the time. But the doorbell did just ring, and I have a parcel here, which I think is for an ad that I'm working on with Bayliss and Harding. I absolutely love their like bath and shower stuff. Always smells so good. I have their soap in my bathroom right now actually. I wasn't expecting this to arrive today, but here we are. Okay, looks like there's 2 products in here. Oh, this looks so nice. Okay, so this is the Goodness Beautifully Clean body wash in the oud, cedar and amber scent, which is what I'm focusing on. And there's also a new scrub in that scent as well. So I've never tried their body scrubs before. I'm excited to give it a go. Obviously this part of the video isn't sponsored, but I'm doing an ad with them over on Instagram. That is really nice. It's quite like manly, but in a really nice way. Yeah, I like that a lot. So I suppose actually now that I'm not doing the podcast, I've got 2 ads to shoot, one over the weekend and now this one. So I guess I can spend the time like storyboarding and really working out what I'm actually going to do. But for now, I'm going to film that YouTube video that I have been talking about for most of this week. I actually just got all set up to film and then remembered, first of all, I didn't have any jewellery on. So I went through to my bedroom to get some jewellery, and then I realised that I'm hungry, and then I remembered that I wanted to make a Greek salad for lunch that Charlie can also take to work for the next couple of days. So that requires apparently me to marinate some chicken according to the internet. I don't think I've ever marinated chicken before. So this is what we're doing now. I've got some chicken breast fillets, some olive oil, some balsamic vinegar, which is in like a glass thing, so I'm not going to pick it up, a lemon, some salt and pepper and some oregano, and I'm going to marinate this while I film. I don't know if I'll make it through the whole video without eating anything because I am absolutely starving, but at least the first bit of the video. Oh my god, I finally finished filming that video. It's literally taken me most of the day. You can't really tell on camera, thank god, but it is nearly dark outside now. My chicken's been marinating for ages, so now I'm going to go and make that salad. Just checking my emails first. Oh my god, I just remembered I need to do all my Vinted parcels as well. Okay, right. Off to chop some veg. Okay, so I've got cucumber, cherry tomatoes, red onions, some Kalamata olives, some feta, and then obviously the chicken that is being marinated, and then I'm going to do a dressing and it's going to be stunning. Oh my god, earlier when I was getting ready for the day I started watching a new programme, and I've been really struggling to get stuck into a programme recently. I did really enjoy watching Only Murders in the Building, but I finished that really fast, and then ever since then just have not really been able to find anything that captures my interest particularly. But I saw a couple of people online really recommending A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is on BBC iPlayer. Sorry, I'm not looking at you, I'm just cutting my cucumber. And I went in completely blind. I had absolutely no idea what it was about. I just knew it was based on a book, which I think a lot of good TV shows are based on books, because obviously book worlds are usually very well fleshed out, whereas I feel like with TV shows they're so often written by like writers' rooms full of people who are like there because they're being paid to be there and not really because they care about the story. I know there's like exceptions to this, but like generally speaking I just feel like if a story comes out of a book, it's been someone's whole like life, like it's been their book baby, you know, like it's something that they've really like poured themselves into. And so I tend to find the stories are like better a lot of the time, which is why when I heard it was based on a book I was like, right, okay, I think that might be quite good. And I've seen a couple of people talking about it on Instagram stories saying it was good as well. But other than that, I really had no idea what it was about, and I'm only 2 episodes in. I started watching it earlier when I was doing my makeup, but from the first shot I was like, this reminds me of Pretty Little Liars, and I can't shake that. Like it really does feel like Pretty Little Liars in some ways, like the good bits of Pretty Little Liars. So if you used to love Pretty Little Liars and you're looking for something to watch at the moment, I would absolutely recommend it. It's on BBC iPlayer. The other thing that we've been watching before bed at night, Charlie and I have been watching something called The Never Mets, which I think is on, is it on, I want to say like channel 4. So like it's not called 4 on demand anymore, is it? But you know what I mean, their streaming service. It's like a reality TV show about people who were like online dating, but they're from different countries. So one person from each couple is from the UK and then one person is from elsewhere. So they've got like one that is from India, one girl is traveling to Dubai, several others, and it's so interesting. Charlie's calling me. Ugh, I just tried to cut the onions while I was on the phone to Charlie and I cried so much because of the onions, not because of the phone call. What was I just gonna say? What were we talking about? Oh, the Never Mets. Yeah, so basically they send each person from the UK out to the country where their like partner lives who they've never met, even though they're officially together, to then see how they get on. And am I enjoying it? No, it's actually a really frustrating watch. but we've been watching it before bed, and it is quite a good like pre-bed show because it doesn't take too much concentration, although one of them makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Basically, there's a boy on there who's 17 and he's from the UK, and the girl is 26 or 27 and she is from India. And so he's flown all the way out to India to meet her, and when they first started talking he lied about his age, but then obviously did correct it, and they're still seeing each other. And like, I understand that technically that's not illegal, I don't think, but it just feels like such a big age gap. And I keep trying to think, like, if it was a young girl and an older man, would I feel like, I feel like you see a bit more of that, like would I feel differently about that? But no, I wouldn't. Like, I do think that age gap is quite inappropriate, and it's also quite apparent in their conversations and stuff that they are a very different age. So I'll be interested to see how that one goes, really. 2 very different TV show recommendations there, but please let me know in the comments what you're watching, because I'm always on the lookout for something new to watch. I've also heard that Under the Bridge on Disney Plus is really good. It's like a true crime. Sorry, my camera just died, so I just went to get another battery. This is the current salad situation that we're dealing with, so I've still got olives and feta to go. But yeah, sorry, what I was just saying was, I've also heard, I think it's called Under the Bridge on Disney Plus, is really good. I believe it is like a true crime, but not like a documentary, but like a dramatization of a real story about a teenager who went missing. I think that could all be wrong, but we might start watching that this evening if all goes to plan, although we have been saying that every night this week, and so far we have not. So really, who knows? Charlie is about to start his journey home from work, which always just is such a reality check for me. It makes me realise every day at like 5 PM I'm like, oh my god, where is my day gone? This week has felt really frustrating. Like, it just sort of felt like, obviously I filmed that video before that didn't go so well. I think the way I filmed it just now did go well. I sometimes worry I sound a bit preachy because it's very much like giving advice, a lot of it, but it's quite hard to give advice without the other person there to tell you more about the situation, or like to jump in if what you're saying doesn't apply. But I did my best, so I hope if you've seen that video that you enjoyed it. And then obviously with the podcast being cancelled today, it kind of threw me a little bit, but clearly I've somehow managed to fill the day anyway. But I've still got quite a lot to do. I need to do my Vinted parcels, like I said, and I also have some more stuff that needs to be listed on Vinted, but I'm not going to do that right now because obviously I'm going away. And then I need to pack all my outfits for tomorrow because we have to leave really early in the morning. I'm going to do that as a separate vlog, so I'll tell you more about that in the next vlog you see, which will be going up on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm really trying with these midweek videos at the moment. I'm just having so much fun doing YouTube that uploading once a week doesn't feel like enough. So I hope you're also enjoying the like extra content. But yeah, so I need to pack for that. I do feel a lot more ready for it now that I'm like fake tanned with clean hair though. The brand have sent through a packing list, which is quite handy. So I need to have a good look at that. And then yeah, I also need to plan out those campaigns that I was talking about earlier. So yeah, there's a lot to do. It's going to be a busy evening, which is good because I think Charlie wants to watch the football this evening, which I quite like when that happens, to be honest, because I've got absolutely no interest in football whatsoever, but it means I actually do end up getting on with the things that I need to do, whereas otherwise we just end up hanging out and like chatting shit, which is good fun, but like it doesn't get the jobs done, you know. And like having lived on my own for a while, and also even before that when I had a flatmate, like I would still spend most of the time here by myself, and I would often work until like midnight or sometimes later because I absolutely love my job, and like I would just get like really sort of hyper fixated on whatever I was doing, and I loved it. Like I didn't resent that at all. Now that Charlie lives here, and even when he was staying here, I just find that I don't do that very much because obviously now how I spend my evening affects more than just me. So like if I'm being really boring and not having any dinner because I've sort of forgotten to look up from my laptop, he's like, hey, what are we doing for food? And I'm like, I don't know, it's the morning in my head. Like I don't know, my like time awareness of time is not very good. I've just put all the olives in there. I don't know if that's too many olives, but I'm gonna give it a little mix. Yeah, so I don't know, it's just all adjusting to a new routine, isn't it? But ultimately it is a routine that is probably better for me. But yeah, definitely now that he's working in an office, I'm like, oh my god. Also you can see on the floor loads of his stuff that we still haven't unpacked yet. Okay, it looks a bit less olive heavy now that I've mixed it all up a bit. Actually looks pretty good. Okay, time for feta. Salad is complete.
Hello friends.
Charlie's back from work. I'm just gonna mix it all up a bit. There we go. And then there's also a dressing, but we're gonna put that on in the morning.
Oh my god. That chicken.
Do you like it? We've never marinated anything before.
Oh.
My first marination.
No, you marinate every couple of weeks.
In fake tan.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you stop it?
What?
Eating it.
No.
Look at all these vintage parcels I'm about to get rid of. Every time I take like a big bag of vintage parcels to the impost lockers, I always think like, God, this bag in comparison to like my flat's not huge, it's a London 2-bed flat. So I always think like in comparison to the size of the flat, the like percentage of flat space that this bag takes up is like quite significant. So I always feel like I've really achieved something when I take a bag full of like either stuff to the charity shop or vintage stuff to the impost lockers. And actually a few of these are Royal Mail, so I need to remember to separate them out because they need to go to a different place. Charlie's just watching the football, if you can hear it. I am just about to start editing this video that you are watching. I actually did a tiny bit already, but I'm gonna finish it off now because obviously I'm going away tomorrow and I want to schedule this before then. So I'm kind of cheating on the weekly vlog a little bit this week, so it's only been Monday to Wednesday, but I figured you'll probably let me off because I'm gonna vlog the rest of the week. You'll just get it in the middle of next week instead. So let's get editing. I still haven't even edited that long video that I filmed earlier, and I think there's like an hour and a half worth of footage for that, so that's going to be a long job. And while I've been packing up the vintage parcels, I've been watching this. I ate at every celebrity chef's restaurant on the Vegas Strip, again by Sophia Nygaard, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She used to work at BuzzFeed, like she was like an OG BuzzFeed girly, and for some reason I'm absolutely obsessed with these videos where not just her ones, but like anyone really goes to like every version of like some American chain restaurant. There was one where, hang on, let me see if I can find it. These two, they're together, not like romantically, but like as in this was a road trip that they took together, but they ate at every rainforest cafe in the US. Honestly, they were some of my favourite videos. Look, it's crazy. One's got 9.8 million views and the other one's got 7.8. Honestly, I couldn't tell you why they're so entertaining. Like, I used to love a rainforest cafe as a kid, but as an adult, like, the food's very, like, below average, isn't it? Let's face it. Like, I've not been in one in probably 10 years. I'm pretty sure the one on Shaftesbury Avenue in London actually closed. I think that's the last one I went into. So like, I'm not interested really in the rainforest cafe as a topic. It's just something about those formats of videos that, like, I don't know, they really suck me in. Maybe I'll make one. I'll go to every, what could I go to every one of? Costco. I could go to every Costco in the UK and compare them. I'd watch that. Right, so as you know, I'm sort of going on 2 brand trips. It's like 10:15 right now, by the way. I should definitely be like winding down. But I'm going on 2 separate brand trips back to back, which I don't know how everything always manages to fall like that. Like, I've not been on a brand trip in so long. Like, when was the last time I stayed overnight with a brand? Maybe like October last year. That might not be true, but I am going to take my car, so that's good news because it means that for the first one I can pack like everything I'll need, toiletries and everything, and then for the second one I don't have to take all of that stuff into the first one. So I'm now packing the clothes I will need for the second trip into this bag, which also has an ad like incorporated in, so the clothes are weirdly specific. First of all, we have this sequin skirt, which is actually a children's dance outfit. So because it is designed for children, it will not go around my arse. So I've actually got 2 of them so that I can like fashion an adult skirt out of 2 children's skirts. Because I really liked this like tassel-y vibe for it. I know this is all a bit vague for you, but just trust me, it was the vibe that I wanted. So I went, right, a DIY number. And then obviously I had that bodysuit last week that I tried to dye red and it went wrong and it ruined my life. So then I bought that other t-shirt. That's to go with this as well. So I have got that t-shirt, haven't I, somewhere probably? Where on earth did I put it? I did pick it up. This is why I shouldn't do things at 10 p.m. Got it. I've got my strawberry t-shirt. I also have, because of the tassel situation, my pink Lululemon shorts. And I can't tell if these are going to look a bit weird, but I think they're going to look less weird than black because like tonally they're right. So I'm going to go with those to wear underneath so I don't flash anyone. Then I've got some lash glue because we're going to do face gems, but actually I don't know where my face gems are, so I've just texted Jess and she's going to bring her face gems.
I love face gems.
Do you? I've also got these sunglasses, I've got some pants, you don't need to see those. I've got some socks. I have a couple of different red lipsticks because I'm just going to see which one I fancy. Do you? Could you pass me those shoes, please? And then I've got a pair of trainers, specifically leather trainers rather than fabric trainers, so that if they get muddy, it's not the end of the world. A bag and a pair of red pyjamas. And of course, the red cowboy hat, but I don't think that will fit in this bag. It's just going to have to sit on the top. And then actually, that's the second trip all packed for. So now I just need to work out the first one. But the first one is trickier in a way anyway. So I actually might get up early and do that in the morning because I just feel like any decisions like that I make right now are not going to be smart ones. Charlie's just driven me to drop off those vintage parcels, which is very nice. I do enjoy my stints as passenger princess.
I miss driving around, but I was just saying to Amy just now that I really enjoy on the tube in the morning just putting on a podcast and just completely switching off.
What are your favourite podcasts? Give them some recommendations.
So if you're into sort of like politics and things like that, there's one called The Rest is Politics. So it's with Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell, and it's just really interesting because they're two opposing sides of the scale. So one was a Labour MP and the other one was a Conservative MP.
Oh right.
And the conversations are really like, they're really good friends. But it's just quite interesting to hear like differing viewpoints. It doesn't really get into like all the horrible bits of politics. It's all like, well, you know, like discussing about what's happened rather than like discussing about views and stuff. Then there was another one called Reply All.
Oh, did Maria recommend that one to you?
Yeah.
I think that's one of her favourites.
It's the one that we were listening to.
Oh, that was really good. The one about ISIS.
Yeah, so they infiltrated ISIS.
It's about like the inner workings and how it like runs like a business. It sounded really interesting.
And someone got a...
Obviously very horrible.
Very
but, like,
horrible.
Interesting to hear about because normally you don't hear that side.
Someone got a disciplinary for not submitting an expense form. Like, and apparently like a lot of the emails that they had read were, if you had like taken off like headings, job titles, company name, anything like that, if you had taken that off and you just read it as a plain email by itself, you would think that this is about an everyday company.
Interesting.
And then I listened to one that I found really interesting as well. It is called Red-Handed. It's the one that I was saying about Lucy Letby.
Oh yeah.
So they...
God, you love a serious topic, don't you?
Yeah, they go into like really interesting topics and about like things that you don't really hear the details of. Is that the news covers it, but it doesn't, like, they go into like the nitty-gritty details about things that news articles aren't allowed to say, because like we all know that there's going to be loads of red tape surrounding what kind of news.
Yeah, there's certain things they are and aren't allowed to publish.
Whereas podcasts aren't bound by the same sort of rules and regulations.
I mean, they still have to be careful of libel, but other than that, yeah.
Exactly, but libel's on them.
Yeah.
And like 9 times out of 10 is that they will have a researcher, and their researcher
like, I'm sure the producer will go through it and check that they're clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Okay.
Definitely would recommend. And yeah, if you have any other sort of podcast suggestions, then I would definitely be happy to hear about them.
Yeah, let us know. I love a podcast.
If there's anything like topics that you're particularly interested in that you don't think anyone else is, then I would definitely, like, I love learning about things. So like, if there is anything, then please do. Ideally, like, it has to be not like, if it's like too medical, like anything like that, I'm saying this politely,
I'm going to be commuting.
Squeamish.
I'm going to be commuting.
You could do without fainting on the train.
I would rather just like, I just want nice podcasts. Well, not nice, but like...
Yeah, you don't listen to nice podcasts.
But
by the sounds of
like,
things.
not too...
Okay, so no medical podcasts, guys. But other than that...
Yeah, I'm definitely interested.
How's your first week going of living out of your parents' house for the first time, actually?
Yeah.
Is it weird?
I've obviously been with Amy for over a year now. Jesus.
It's mad, isn't it?
Don't know how I've put up with you for that long, but anyway.
Likewise.
So I stay a lot with Amy, which I might as well be living there at the time.
Yeah, true.
I found it actually this week slightly, like, the vibes seem a little bit more, not as much of a, not that you ever made me feel like a guest, rather than it being sort of a comfortable place, but now starting to feel like more like my home. Things like dishwashers breaking down and us spending...
Washing machine, you mean?
Washing machine, whichever one, I hate them both. And having to...
Yeah, you've kind of been hit with a lot of responsibility this week, haven't you?
I never thought I'd be so excited to have a washing machine being delivered, so then I don't have to go through the same...
Guys, every time we've had to wash anything, one of us has had to sit by the washing machine and manually drain it into a pot.
I'm so excited for that not to be a thing.
Yeah, me too. My God, it takes a long time. The washing machine's been the bane of our life this week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But other than that, how have you found it?
Yeah, it's been good.
How's your roommate?
She does things like, when we are talking about washing, she does things like putting her socks together before they go in the wash.
It's a force of habit to try and stop myself from losing my socks. I always pair them up and then wash them like that, and Charlie gets very upset about it.
But the thing is that you're not able to actually get into the dirt. Like, let's say...
How dirty do your socks get?
Like, dirty from the floors.
The washing machine eats socks.
Do you know what else it eats?
What?
It eats red dye and keeps it in its body.
And then spits it out every time you put something white in.
But yeah, what have you guys been doing? I'm sorry I haven't been here much, but...
Yeah, let us know what you've been up to this week.
I've actually kind of missed spending time talking to the vlog, and Amy wanted to watch this Disney Plus thing when we get back, but I think, well, it's 11 o'clock. So we're going to probably have to give that a miss tonight. Because
we spent too long fiddling about with the washing machine. Which is how it's happened every night this week. But anyway.
Well, we're getting a new one on Monday. So
we are. So
I'm so excited. It's like a brand new Samsung one. And initially I thought I could connect it to my phone, but then you can't. But then I always think if you can connect it to your phone, then there's more chance of something going wrong.
Yeah, probably.
So I'd rather just have it as a washing machine rather than a little gadget. But anyway,
so true. Right.
Lovely to talk to you, and I'm sure Amy will carry on.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. It's really weird to try and cram it all into 3 days, but I'm very proud of myself for still making it as long as I have. I've really made an effort.
I have a free house tomorrow night, and I'm so upset.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to probably sit there.
The other day, oh my God, wait, no. The other day, Charlie said to me, we need to start going to bed earlier. Like, we should go to bed at 8 o'clock. And I was like, what? Like, as a regular thing? Absolutely not.
I'm so excited tomorrow night.
You go to bed at 8? Alright.
8 or 9. I'm like...
Not, like 9 something I can kind of get on board with every now and again.
I feel like I can't...
8 o'clock is a regular bedtime. I'm not 9 years old.
The thing is, do you remember when you were younger and your mum and dad used to go, you need to go to bed now, and you used to like kick up a big fuss?
But you only get home from work at gone 6. How are you going to fix the washing machine?
I might actually give myself an evening off tomorrow night off the washing machine. Amy's fuming, by the way. Every night that we've wanted to spend time together.
Yeah, every single night this week there's been football on. And so obviously he's more interested in the football than he is in me. And then tomorrow night I'm away and there's no football. So he went, what am I going to do with my evening? And I was like, well, you've been ignoring me all week, so it'll be no different.
I might, yeah, play a bit of Xbox. What am I going to have for dinner by myself?
Probably an oven pizza.
It's so weird now because I'm so used to thinking about meals for two.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Then thinking about a meal for one, I'm like, what do I actually have?
Yeah.
What do I... It'll probably be an oven pizza.
Probably. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys.
Love you.
I hope you've had a lovely week, and I will catch you in a few days. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you've made it to the end of the video.
And ding dong that bell.
If you've made it to the end of the video and you're not subscribed to my channel, I can see that like half the people who watch these vlogs aren't subscribed.
Subscribe.
So subscribe if you're not already.
Subscribe and one of you will be my best friend. I also read through all of Amy's comments.
He does.
And some of your comments are so lovely. And I think she is doing such a great job, so thank you for all your support as well. It's really, really nice.
Really nice to see the channel growing a little bit as well. Like, it's really exciting for me because obviously I absolutely pour my heart and soul into these vlogs, so to know that you guys are enjoying them absolutely means the world. So yeah, I'm going to stop being soppy now and I need to go to bed. So night night. I hope you all have a lovely week and we'll see you in a few days.
Adios.
Bye guys.